Hey, how's it going there, Michael? I just finished up the task and am excited to show you. So I'm going to dive right into it right now. So on my screen, I have different tabs open. I have Ads Manager and then their website, the Amazon, Facebook ad library, and then a Google Docs with my Sposie improvements. So I'm just going to follow it in order here. I'm not really going off of like an organized way to show you this. I'm just gonna kind of just naturally flow here and tell you what I did. But so to start, we will go to my dashboard here. So I have all my columns set up here. This is what I like to do. This is the setup that I personally like. So right here at the bottom, we have my top of funnel broad. And then I just dated it. And then at the top, I have bottom of funnel retargeting. So it's a little buggy because I haven't published it. So I'm going to have to just select both campaigns here. But let's go into both of these campaigns. So down here, what I have highlighted are the top of funnel ads here. So let's click into this one here. I'll just show you the campaign structure and what I like to do. So, just this is a test ad account. Obviously the pixel isn't set up. This is on my personal ad account or whatever, so it doesn't really have anything set up on it. So yeah, just have the pixel here scrolling down, and then I'll explain the budgets and whatnot, why I choose that. So I obviously have $1,000 budget here. I like to utilize higher budgets just because, number one, the scale, and then number two, you can get those 50 conversions per week on an individual ad set, so it can optimize better. I generally like to go for 2 to 3x those 50 conversions per week. And higher budgets just give you a better idea of how the campaign is doing, like right out the gate. You don't have to wait. And if these brands are coming to you, they're most likely have winning products that are they're looking to scale. So and then so this ad account is actually off. I'm on Eastern Standard Time in Pennsylvania, so usually I set the ads for 7 a.m. The next day. So today's the 13th, so tomorrow would be June 14th at 7 a.m. I don't know what you do, but this tends to work best for me personally, especially at the higher budgets, because I know people who set the ads at like 1 o'clock a.m. or 12 a.m., whatever. But then it might spend a little bit, and then I like to set it like Facebook, the common user base. It's just like different platforms vary. Like Pinterest, the times that people use the platform are way different than Facebook. Facebook is pretty straightforward. It's like from like 8 a.m. to 12 o'clock, is where most people use it. And then it dies down after lunch when people go back to work or whatever, they get off their break. And then it picks up, around dinner time and throughout the night. So I like to put my ads up right out the gate, like right when, things are, spinning right in the morning. So to go down here, I like to keep everything open. United States, depending on what the client wants, if they're able to scale to multiple countries, but generally I like to keep the United States in one specific campaign on its own, just due to the fact of, obviously the reach that you can get, and just splitting them apart. Because say, for example, I've had in the past, and you probably have as well, where like you're using like multiple countries that are profitable, but it's just directing the spend to, say, like one country, just because of it's directing the spend just the one country. Just because of just how it optimizes or whatnot. But so go down here, just auto placements, basic stuff. All right, so let's go into the creative. So this is my campaign structure on the ad set level, or on the ad campaign level, and this is on the ad set level. So all right, so I created 3 different creatives here. and I'll just give you my reasoning as to why I created a video, an image slideshow, and an image. So long story short, their creatives that this brand has, like these ads, I'd probably say are the best chances of this product working with the stuff that they have on their Instagram, Facebook. You know what I mean? So I think it could have success, but this brand definitely needs to work on their creative. So let's just go to the top one here at the top of funnel video. Right, so just test page, but okay, so coming down to the creatives here. Right, so this is the creative that I did. So here's my primary text: no more messy mornings, no more messy morning beds. I actually need to fix that. No more messy morning beds. Okay. And then introducing booster pads technology. Okay. So, have the emojis here. And then, then I also put this headline here that tends to work very well, has worked well for many years for me. Is just showing the, how many reviews they have. And then also it's a plus that it's Amazon reviews. And then I just have, optimized text per person, even if it doesn't have multiple texts, just giving complete and total control to Facebook. They tend to favor you when they do that. And then just, standard shop now, call to action, and then to their product page. So here's the video. Yeah, so it's just demonstrating the product here. It's a very short video, right? But obviously if it's targeted to a parent that changes diapers all day, who's basically has that implanted in their brains, this little image right here, of how many times they open diapers, it's going to click and resonate really well. But I would change, the video could be better, or the creatives obviously could be a lot better. But I'm just, doing what, say they wanted to get ads like right out the gate, and then they were making creatives. This is what I would do, because I do think it could definitely work with these creatives. I think the headlines and whatnot are very optimized for conversions. Okay, so here's the next one, the top of funnel image slideshow. Right, so different headline a little bit. So it says, say no to overnight messes, introducing booster pads technology, and then the Amazon reviews thing. So the reason I have a common theme of overnight messes is because I've read through all of these reviews. They have multiple product lines, or multiple different products. Basically, just they look like they're all kind of the same thing. They help leakages through diapers. So, so introducing booster pads technology, it'll kind of stand out to the consumer. Point arrow down, all the basic emojis and whatnot. And then, so like I was saying, this company needs to really work on their creatives, because a lot like this top. Going back to this one, like the stories placement and whatnot is not like, it could definitely be a lot better. So I'll click to it. Like this obviously could work, you know what I mean? Like this doesn't look too bad, right? But at the end of the day, stories and reels are kind of becoming the biggest placements, right? So catering ads specifically to those placements is going to be huge. Obviously newsfeed is mostly going to carry the work, but I would say within the next, 2 years or whatnot, reels is really, really, really going to be important for everyone's advertising campaign. Right. So yeah, back to here. I'll just play the video for you real quick. So I just put a couple pictures together of, Amazon pictures, reviews, it's all their content and whatnot. So someone scroll, pretend you're, a mother or whatnot, scrolling Facebook, blah, blah, blah. You see this and then you see a bunch of babies, like it's going to catch your eye. It has a very good chance of doing well. And then I changed up the call to action here to order now instead of shop now. All right. So on to this next one. This one's just a single image that I tried. I think it looks pretty well. it would catch my eye personally, and obviously you have to pretend you're in the customer avatar, which is, a mother or obviously a father, but, scrolling Facebook, they have babies on their mind 24/7. It's the only thing they can think about. So, if they see this, they're going to see diaper and they're like, whoa, okay, they're going to stop. So, I put in here on the primary text, tired of overnight messages, basic emojis, and then introducing booster pads technology, and then say goodbye to messy mornings. And then I put at the bottom here, you can't see it, but I put the reviews thing here. It's a really well optimized ad. It looks really clean, in my opinion. And I think it would have a very good chance at succeeding if it was put up. Okay, so let's go on to the retargeting. And I'm kind of rushing here a little bit just because I'm excited to talk about the improvements. Or I'm not rushing here, but I think that I need to get to what this company needs to improve on if they want to run paid traffic profitably, especially on Facebook. Okay, so let's just go to the retargeting. So, as like retargeting is basically worthless unless the top of funnel is obviously profitable and working, right? But let's just say that they want to get, and I'm just going off of the information that I was given, right? So, this is their ads library, right? And they're only running one ad, right? So I'm just going basically off of, okay, so if this client came to us, and they want us to, improve their Facebook performance, blah, 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 right? Like they're obviously a very successful brand. I mean, they're killing it on Amazon. Like they're definitely like, an 8-figure brand, so they're obviously successful, but, so, they want to hire it out and, put experts into the paid traffic. So they're running, this looks like an Instagram Reels video. Obviously it can be run on what's it called, Stories, but it seems like this is specifically designed for Reels. And it's a very good video, but I'm just confused as to why they're not running, other traffic, news feed and really just having a lot of creatives. But that's all right. Maybe that's why they're at the step where they're believing in paid traffic on Facebook and they want to outsource it. So going on to the retargeting again, I basically just did video views, website visitors, add to cart / initiate checkout. Now, so my basic rule of thumb with retargeting, and obviously it depends on the size of the audiences. So say we just started advertising on this campaign, I would personally not do retargeting until obviously we have winning creatives on the top of funnel so that it can filter in and get good traffic to be retargeted, right? So let's just say that they do have, say after a couple days, a week, whatever, right? We just started with this brand. We find a creative that works. I generally like to do 5 to 10% of my overall cold traffic budget. If it's $1,000, I'll do, it depends. I mean, it really does depend. I mean, you could do 50, you could do $100 budget if you're spending 1,000, so I just want to clarify one thing because I forgot to mention, or I did mention it, but the budgets, So you're probably wondering what if I use CBOs or whatnot. So in the top here, this is a CBO, and the bottom is just an auto bid. So the reason I use auto bids personally is because number one, you can find out right out the gate, say you set the ads for 7 a.m. EST, you can know, depending on the budget, you can know by 9 a.m. if the ads have any, gas in the tank, right? If they can go the distance or whatnot, right? So you can spend, depending on the KPIs, depending on the margin of the product, say it's $40 margin, which this product is not, but that's another thing I'm going to talk about later on about this product where they need improvements is, for paid traffic. But, so I mean, just $1,000 budget is my go-to, and then just 3 auto bids. Like I said, you can tell right out the gate, and auto bids work really, really well. And then, like I said, this is just broad. I have no targeting. Just leaving the control to Facebook. We talked about it in our Zoom meeting the other day. my theory or my paradigm on it. And it's basically, just like, I've been through Facebook since 2017, and I've seen every update, that has been out, and probably you're the same way, right? And you know that, like, back in the day, like, you needed to target really well, right? Like, the media buying skill, like, needed to be pretty high, whereas nowadays it's more based off of creative, and yes, it's based off of strategy, but it's more based off of, like, optimizing the funnel and the creative, and, like, just being, finding, like, the right marketing angle in psychology, rather than being able to like nitpick and like do like clever like ad set like surfing and like bidding and stuff like that. It's more just like the control is in Facebook's hands, and that's obviously what they want, and it's obviously a good thing for advertisers because the AI is going to be able to do a way better job, right? So I just leave the control to Facebook. Obviously say like they do have a customer email list. I would definitely test that as well. But, even on a pixel that has zero purchase data, like I would right out the gate, I would just do broad. I've had products where like zero data on it, you know what I mean? And like, I just do broad right out the gate. Like my I'm going off a little bit off course here, but I just want to, just so you can understand where like my advertising mindset is. Like, so say I was testing like multiple products at once for say an e-commerce store, like a drop shipping store, for example. I would do like $500 budgets, and I would test 5 products, auto bid, broad, right out the gate, right? And that works like really well, and it has like zero data on it, right? So there's no difference. It shouldn't be a difference if I'm doing it for, a well-established brand. But okay, so going back to the retargeting here, yeah, like I said, I'm just doing video views, website visitors, add to cart, initiate checkout, and retargeting is like regardless, it's going to be profitable, right? Like you could throw peas at a wall, like something's going to stick, right? Like, you know what I mean? You can have the different campaign structures, like you can do 3 seconds all the way to 95% video views, and then stretch it out. And you can also do 30-day add to cart, initiate checkout. So just based off of the hypothetical of the case study that you gave me in the brand, this is what I would probably structure right out the gate if they wanted to do retargeting right out the gate. But obviously I wouldn't advise it until they have a profitable cold audience ad set, right? Or creative or whatnot, right? And I'm just going basically off of, they only have one ad. Like if they had like a huge library and all this stuff, yeah, I would stretch out their retargeting, and depending on their list size, right? Like if they're getting like, 100,000 visitors every 14 days and whatnot, right? Like you can toy around, like you have huge audiences to toy around with, like you can do 7-day, 14-day, 30-day and cater specific marketing messages to squeeze out more ROI. But in the beginning, just like this, their audiences aren't going to be very big. So you're kind of limited, right? So, going to the creative aspect, I literally just copied and pasted this broad campaign into retargeting, and it does work well. Like you can just, as like you can just hit them again with that same exact ad. And it tends to work very, very well, right? But also, another thing that I would suggest to this specific brand for retargeting is creating like UGC. I don't want to get too into that because that's for the last part is the improvement aspect, but I'm kind of getting onto that right now. So I might as well actually just get into it. The improvements, let me just click into this just so you can see the campaign structure. So this is just retargeting, like I said, just average placements here. Here's stories, feeds, in-stream, right? So this could be optimized a little bit better, but it does zoom out. That this is just how Facebook does with their in-stream, as you know, and then you have in-article, apps and suites, your main ones here, right? So yeah, it's the same thing. Tired of overnight messes. And then we have the video again. I'll just play it for you again. I found this on their website. This one's pretty good. This one's not bad. It just needs a call to action at the end of the video. Shop now, blah, 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 just so people know. I think this one's pretty good. This one could do well. Let me play it. you saw it before, but yeah, just a little slideshow, babies, you know, and yeah, and then it definitely needs a call to action at the end. So yeah. Right. Okay. So I basically just showed you the 6 variations. You know, they're basically the same. Oh, and just one thing I want to clarify, right, on this guy right here, dynamic creative, right? So I do utilize dynamic creative for my ad sets, but I utilize dynamic creative when I'm at like a high scale and I have like a big winner. I know people that utilize it right out the gate. But personally, I would love to hear your opinion on it, honestly. But you know, just doing regular ad sets worked really, really well. You know, just having really solid creatives and then, you know, going from there. But yeah, I definitely do utilize dynamic creative. It's a very solid tool, scaling tool. You know, when you're getting into $2,000, $3,000, you know, $4,000, whatever dollar budget per day, that's definitely how you can stretch the lifespan of the product, the creatives, you know, because like, you know, maybe for like 2-3 weeks a specific headline is working really well, and then, you know, maybe there's another competitor that comes in and he's utilizing the same thing, and then people become ad blind to that, and then you know, you have another campaign or another headline that gets cycled in and it lowers your CPA because it's a new marketing angle, right? So that's why I do like dynamic creative really well. But that's like dynamic creative I use for more like quote unquote end game, you know, scaling when you want to let your creatives coast and just collect over, you know, weeks, months, whatever the case may be, so you can expand the lifetime of the product. Yeah. Okay. So, let me just go on to the website here, right? Because this is really important, right? So if they were a client and they came to us, right, this is what I would tell them before even hitting publish ads, because I think it's needed, right? Number one, I hit shop now, right? So say I'm a consumer, I just hit the website. Their product pricing is way too low. And obviously, you know, it is an upsell or whatever, or I mean, like you can hit a higher count here, but like most people aren't going to do that, right? You know what I mean? They're just going to click on this. Oh, you know, I'm going to try it out, 32 count, blah, blah, blah. So what they need to do, especially for Facebook paid traffic, is they need to put like their biggest, their highest priced, their highest margin that they can afford or whatever, highest priced product right out the gate. They need to put it up, right? So this one's like relatively optimized for conversions, but it's still not that good, because say I was on this, hit this website right off of this ad, right? So say I come here, let me just do this, a video. So I see the product, I'm a consumer, I'm in their mind, I'm like, okay, I have a kid, blah, blah, blah. I scroll, I see, oh wait, okay, what's this? Oh, you put it inside the diaper. I hit the website, okay, and in my mind, the first thing that I'm thinking about is how durable is this thing? Is this thing like the real deal? Like, you know, my kid has messes every single night. Like I've been trying different brands, like blah, blah, blah. I have this huge issue. I'm on this website. I'm in the Facebook mindset, like where I'm just scrolling on Facebook, just looking at dogs or whatever the heck, right? So I'm not in that's my mindset right now. So I'm in a lazy brain type of mindset. My subconscious is just kind of doing the work. I don't really want to consciously think about things, right? Like, yeah, I do want to read this stuff, but at the end of the day, like I just want to like kind of have it flow. So the reason why it's not flowing for me is because they need more visuals on this website. They have good reviews down here, which is really good. I like these trust badges, or, you know, you can buy them at a retailer. That definitely adds trust. But up here, right, like right out the gate, they should have a demonstration, or on the product page, on the image. What I like to do with some of my products is actually like use a Giphy, right? Like where like it's showcasing the product in use. Like say it's pouring a bunch of liquid over this little pad right here, right? And then people are like, oh, okay, so this is what it does, right? And then you can see, okay, so I put, you know, like 20 ounces of water right onto a pad, and then I lift up the pad, and then does it leak or not? You know, truly demonstrate the product. Like right there, that's going to answer all subconscious questions that I have about this product, right? Because the product is very straightforward, right? Like it stops you for your kids from leaking through their diaper, right? but I need to personally see the strength of the product. So that is a big one right there. So the two improvements, right, that needs to be improved. So I wrote down 4. So let's just go to number 1. Like I said, product page needs to be optimized for paid traffic. So that's very, very, very vague. So like I said, they need to have the, either in the image itself. So when you load up on mobile or desktop, right in your face, it's showcasing the product's strength through, being used, right? And then you can truly see the product for all it's worth. And then, same thing with the homepage. This is a pretty big brand, and I'm just going off of, what I've seen. Like, they obviously are like an 8-figure brand. I mean, look at all these reviews. They probably have like hundreds of thousands of customers, maybe, maybe millions, who knows, right? But, so they need to have their homepage more optimized. Now, obviously they're getting a lot of sales on Amazon, but if they're trying to go to Facebook, they need to optimize it more. And it's obviously not going to hurt it's going to help every other traffic source going to their website, right? So I would say, like, just having like an automatic, like say you scroll down here and it's like an automatic video, like you can hit play here and it showcases how to stop overnight diaper leaks. Like, this is fine, but it's kind of friction. It's friction, right? Like, it's not super smooth. Like, I need a Giphy right here. I need it showcasing the product. The homepage isn't too bad. You have good steps here. 1, 2, 3. Like, this is really good right here, right? This little whatever it's called, image, Giphy, it needs to be on the product page, right? Like, their product page really needs to be revitalized, right? So before I even publish the ads, this really needs to be optimized. So I would utilize their highest AOV product for paid traffic, run that directly to that specific product. Number 2, I would change up the product description so it is optimized, right? I would go off of emotion, logic, scarcity. So at the top, I would go, are you tired of your kid leaking through their diaper, like changing sheets, changing, blah blah blah, just the hassle, the annoyance of waking up and having to deal with that, right? Then I would go logic. I would go like based off of, like how much money you could save instead of like trying around different brands. Logically, like you're not going to be changing the sheets, or you're not going to have to be buying new sheets all the time, like new clothes, whatever the case may be, right? Like, you can come up with a list of logically why these people should buy. So logic, emotion, logic, and then I would put down like, maybe a countdown timer, maybe not with this brand, but some form of scarcity where it's like a social media, sale, price goes up, blah, blah, blah. Doesn't need to be drop shippy or anything like that, but just add some scarcity in there. And, that would do very, very, very well. So another thing that I would really improve on, and maybe this brand could honestly get around with selling these lower priced, products. I mean, this N3 1498 is how they could get around this is obviously, so they're a more well-established brand, right? So you could go to them and say, look, your LTV for a product or for a customer is going to be really high, right? Because once they buy a packet, right, they're going to want to utilize and keep buying it because it works. They don't want to have to go back to the leakages, through the diapers, right? It's a game-changing product that they really, really need, right? So they could add a recurring payment system through their website here, which I would think would totally change it. So you can make 2 funnels, right? So you can make one funnel, basically the same thing in regards to, the motion, logic, scarcity, the product page, how it's super optimized, etc., right? But the 2 funnels that you could test out are, number 1, the higher price product that they have, the high AOV, and number 2, you can test out the lower ticket product. But on both product pages, both different funnels, they need to have that recurring payment system, because this is a product where you get a customer in the door and they're going to be a customer for a long time, right? Like the recurring customer rate for this brand is probably very high, and they're not, like utilizing that, right? So like, for example, say we're getting CPAs of like, I don't know, like $18, right? it doesn't matter. Why does it matter? Because we can take $18 and we're like, say we're losing like $10, right, per customer, right? Say we're losing $10 per customer on this one specific product, right? Now, depending on their returning customer rate and how good their product is, they're going to have to share the data with that. Say the returning customer rate is like 50%. Let's just say it's 50%, right? You can calculate, that you can go at a loss because over the span of 4 or 5 months, how much is that customer worth and how much did you pay for it, right? So, that's just a calculation that's going to be needed from the brand. So that's just one thing that you can do, right? And then also, obviously you want to do the higher AOV to see if you can be profitable right out the gate. But, if that doesn't work, I think the other one's going to definitely would work really, really well for them. Did I have anything? Okay, right. Also, just another thing that they would need to do better. Their creatives just need to be really optimized for each placement. 1350 by 1080 for newsfeed, 1920 by 1080 for stories/reels, 1080 by 1080 for all other placements, right? And I think the best type of creatives that would work for this specific brand are just plain out just UGC review ads. Like a mom holding up being, this product really changed, like our nighttime routine, like no more messy beds, right? Like you can come up with like a lot of scripts and a lot of different angles to come at it from, but that would work really, really well. Just utilizing that for every specific placement. And then also, having creatives made for, like a demonstration, video of the durability, like the quality, blah, 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 right? Like the list goes on, but those are just my improvements. That's basically everything that I came up with and everything that I said, but I definitely think I could, obviously like with the brands, they would have to be on board with, like they would have to get some creatives made and stuff like that. But obviously they clearly have the capital for it. But I think just based off of these creatives here, it could definitely work, right? I think these creatives are fine. They could obviously be better. Creatives could always be better, right? If this came in with all these placements with, like UGC video ads and more pictures, blah, 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 like you could definitely get something to click, right? Because it's obviously a winning product. And then I'm getting sidetracked here. So that's basically it. Yeah, just the UGC. I'm trying to think if I forgot anything. Yeah, so like I said, I'm just kind of rambling here, going along. But yeah, just I just had one thing on my mind. I'm sorry. Right. Sorry. Yeah. So. The campaign could work really, really well, and I'm pretty confident in my abilities and the brand's abilities, right, to make it work. I think the biggest thing, if the cold traffic doesn't work, or not that it's not going to work, but depending on the CPA, obviously, is the recurring payments thing, right? I think that would take this brand literally to like the moon. Like this brand would literally explode if they just had like an automatic recurring payment system on their website, which is very doable. I mean, they should have this implemented. And yeah, the reviews are fine here. It's just not really optimized for paid traffic. You know what I mean? It's more, this page is more optimized for just like, not direct sales, really. I mean, people hear the brand, they go on the website, and it obviously probably works on direct marketing, but for Facebook, yeah, it needs to be definitely needs to be cleaned up. So that's basically everything I had in mind for this brand. I just basically went off, like I said, like I just went off of just the information that I had, right? Like if they just came to us, they wanted to run Facebook ads, do a better job, right? So they obviously don't have many ads, right? So I just basically went off of, that information, because like the retargeting, obviously, like I said before, it could be different, right? You could go deeper into it, but just based off of like if we just started, right? This is the exact campaign structure that I would do, and then obviously also implement a customer email list. So that's basically my mindset, my strategy with advertising and marketing and, funnels and whatnot. So like I look at it from a perspective of, your creatives / your funnel, your creatives, funnel, and then product, right? So like their creatives could be better, their funnel could be better, but their product is obviously a winning product. It just needs to be cleaned up, needs some new angles and stuff, and this brand could definitely work. All right, yeah, I'm not going to ramble on anymore. That's basically it. Yeah, so I'll send this over to you right now, and thanks for taking a look at it, Michael. All right, take care.